Hey there, VC. So I got an update here with everything that I bought. Even like I think some of this stuff is as early as like late December of 2017 is when I bought it, but I have not updated anything on YouTube of what I've purchased lately. So I'm going to do that right now. There's exactly 30 records here, so I'm going to try to blow through them not too quickly. I'm going to take longer than a few seconds for each one, hopefully, but no more than a couple minutes because that would be a long video. But first off, I wanted to show something really cool out of the VC. If you didn't already know, I would figure that if you're subscribed to me, you're already subscribed to Andy's Vinyl Den. But as you know, probably most of the VC has been receiving these Tales from the Dead Box comics, which I think are really awesome. The drawings are fantastic. The stories are great too. They're from VC members. You got Tales from the Crate, Metal Mickey, and Vinyl Richie, who I all love, and some just really bonkers stories in here. I don't want to necessarily spoil them if you haven't heard the stories or seen the videos, but you can still pick these up. I think they're still available, only $4 plus $4 shipping. Totally awesome. One of the coolest things I think ever to come out of the VC. So anyway, the records here. I guess I'll just start going. First thing I got is this record by Suicide. I think it's just self-titled, kind of classic punk, maybe post-punk, minimalist, definitely electronic. Really weird record. This is a 1999 pressing, black vinyl. Can't go wrong with Suicide. I think this is a kind of a weird thing though, how on the first side there's the original version of Cherie and a remix right after another. It kind of makes it into like an 8-minute song, which I thought was kind of weird for pacing. That's kind of a weird nitpick. I picked up this Man or Astro Man. I think this is their first one. It's called Is It Man or Astro Man? Kind of psychedelic, surfy, garagey, punk, mostly instrumental. Obviously kind of a 50s, 60s sci-fi or horror aesthetic to it. Really cool, really noisy. This is a really great record. I think this is an original pressing too from '93. I picked this up really cheap online, or at least for a good deal online. And same thing with this one, a good deal online, original pressing. Built to Spill, Keep It Like a Secret. This is probably their most popular records. It's got probably their most popular track on it, which is Carry the Zero. You might recognize that one. It's all good. I don't think they ever released a bad record. Even the ones with not so good cover art. And it does include a poster with it, and you get a new sleeve in there. This includes, if I can get it out, this kind of giant poster. I'm not going to fold it out all the way, but you can see how big that would be if you folded it out completely. What label is this on? I think this is on kind of a unique label that I hadn't really seen before. Up Records, I've never seen that before. Really interesting. Again, 93 pressing, original. Really cool. I'd like to get more of their records. I think I only have Perfect From Now On is the only other one I have, and that's a repress. And these have been repressed readily, so you can find them for cheap. I got this interesting record by this band called Midwinter, which I think was a early 70s British band, kind of pastoral folk, a little bit traditional. I thought this would be maybe a little more psychedelic than it was. The cover kind of implies psych to my eyes. If I remember right, the very last track on side 2, which was not on the originals, Pictures Framed in My Mind, that was more of a psych track, but the rest of it is pretty much straightforward folk. Really cool record though. Probably my least favorite thing I picked up this entire period is this one by Dream Syndicate. I would like to find, I think their first record, I think this is their second or third one. Their first one was really good, and I hadn't heard this one ever before buying it. It was only $8, but not too impressed with it. It was just okay. I might pass that one on. I got this repress of Funhouse by the Stooges. I'll pull this one out. This album gets talked about all the time now, but I think this is the 2017 pressing. It's on this cool kind of red, black, slightly orange, maybe marbled vinyl. And Really, I just wanted a version with the gatefolds. I really love this gatefold cover. Um, Again, readily available, not really hard to find or anything. Um, just awesome record. I had a pressing before, I think from the 80s, maybe late 70s. So I replaced that one. I picked up this one by Savages, who are a modern post-punk band. They're all female, but I feel like that kind of sells the band short. I mean, you don't specify when a band full of guys is all male. But yeah, anyway, they are just all female. Bass player is probably my favorite bass player in any current band. Just check out the track, The Answer, and the title track, Adore, is awesome too. And I picked up this one by Jim James from My Morning Jacket. This is a solo record of George Harrison covers called Tribute To. I think Andrew was playing this in the background of his Christmas update, so that really made me want to get this because I didn't know this existed. But he covers pretty much all my favorite George Harrison tracks, mostly from All Things Must Pass. He covers Long, 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 Behind That Locked Door, If Not For You, My Sweet Lord, Ballad of Sir Frankie Crisp, and All Things Must Pass. Just fantastic. I picked up this one by Manchester Orchestra. If you don't know them, alternative, maybe indie rock, maybe into the emo side of things that I always talk about, but great record, one of their best ones. This one's called Like a Virgin Losing a Child, and it's on this kind of interesting sort of yellow, marbled, kind of smoky wax. It's like clear with yellow smoke. I don't think this is an original, but this is a limited repressing that I don't think is too easily available. I don't remember what year it's from. It was an online purchase here. I just needed that record. Sgt. Pepper, this is the 2017 remix, remaster, whatever you're going to call it. This is the single LP version, though, that they just came out with a couple months ago. The double LP is cool. I heard all the bonus tracks on Spotify. I don't really need to own those on vinyl, honestly. But I did want to own the mix, so I'm glad they came out with a single LP version of that. $4 find here. I picked up this Big Brother and Holding Company Cheap Thrills. This one was the one that I've seen gone up in price recently, as the past couple of years. Just awesome blues rock. Janis Joplin, obviously, on vocals. I needed some more Otis Redding in my life always, so I grabbed this copy of Dock of the Bay. I didn't know before I listened to it, this is a compilation. I didn't figure it out until track 3 on side 2, though, with Tramp, because I have that record that comes from the one with Carla Thomas collaboration record. I also picked up this one from King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Flying Microtonal Banana. I will talk about this record more in a contest entry that I keep teasing. This is the version, I think it's just on like yellow wax, and it has this cool scratch and sniff banana scented sticker. Sorry. Why are you snickering at me now? And I picked up this one by Firehose, which I think it's Mike Watt, and is George Hurley the other guy from Minutemen? And anyways, some members from Minutemen splintered off and started this band, Firehose. This one's called Raging Full On, by the way. It's on SST. I'll pick up anything on SST records, especially originals. I think I did a trade online for this one. Filling out my Bowie collection, I needed this copy of Scary Monsters and Super Freaks. One of my favorite ones, probably top 10 Bowie for me. I know he has a lot of records, but I really love that period through late 70s with Berlin Trilogy and this one and Let's Dance and everything. Obviously, Ashes to Ashes, Teenage Wildlife is great. Kingdom Come, I think, would be a great Halloween track. That's an original, by the way. I picked up this one by Lord Sutch and Heavy Friends. This one was, again, just kind of okay. I'd heard a lot about his first record. I never heard about this one called Hands of Jack the Ripper. It's a lot of covers. Sort of the classic rock and roll, rockabilly sound. Um, Great Balls of Fire, Johnny B. Good, Good Golly Miss Molly, Roll Over Beethoven, all that kind of stuff. There is an original on here called Hands of Jack the Ripper, which was kind of terrifying, honestly. There's a lot of screaming or sounds of someone being murdered. Um, all star cast on here though. Keith Moon, Noel Redding, Sid Phillips on sax, and obviously Lord Sutch himself doing vocals. Kind of crazy. This is a gift from my girlfriend actually for Valentine's Day. Is the British pressing from '86 of #1 record by Big Star. You all know this one. I'd like to get the British pressing of Radio City now. This sounds way better than the repress that I had, so I'm glad to have that. This is the new 2017-2018 remaster of Loveless by My Bloody Valentine. You can't. I'm sorry about the glare, by the way. There's a lot of glare in here. Just stellar. It sounds fantastic. I had heard the reissue that was kind of commonly available before this. Kind of sounded terrible. The pressing quality was not good. This is a really high quality jacket, 180 gram vinyl, all that. Poly sleeve. Kevin Shields just kind of knows what he's doing when it comes to vinyl. So well worth the price of shipping from the UK. If you can grab one of those, I would do it before they're gone. If you like shoegaze, that is. That's the classic shoegaze album. And another classic here, classic 90s, is Nevermind. This is I think a 2001 pressing from the EU. I just didn't have a copy of this in general. So I found this a good deal local, decent shape, picked it up. Same day, I also picked up this repress of Electric Mud by Muddy Waters. This is similar to the Howlin' Wolf record I have, where it's electric, a little slightly psychedelic, session musicians and all that. Fantastic cover. I love the gatefold in here, by the way. And this is the recent repressing from Third Man Records, which is Jack White's label, and he does right by his reissues and things. Especially now that he has his own pressing plan, he's not really using United Pressing so much anymore, which is probably one of the worst ones in the world, as I'm sure you all know. Powering through this, I've been so excited for this since I heard that they were going to announce it. I showed this in my top 100, and I was talking about how originals of it, or the only pressings of it, were well over $200, getting closer to $300 by that point. But pretty much right after that, or maybe around the same time, they announced that they were doing a repress of it, and it's readily available for like, $22 or whatever. But it's Sun Kil Moon, Ghost of the Grey Highway. Just pick this up before it's gone. I highly implore you to do that. It's decent pressing quality, double LP. Go back and watch my top 100. I think it's like number 60 something. I'm forgetting one thing. Let me grab that real quick. So, I almost forgot this. I got this for a deal on Amazon. It's the Smith's Queen is Dead box set. It was kind of pricey when it first came out. I think it was like $100, maybe more in some places. I remember seeing it in Austin when I went. They had it for like 112 or something, so I don't know what the deal is with that, but I managed to grab this from Amazon UK for $40 shipped, so it was like 30 something plus pretty cheap shipping from the UK, and it took a while to get here, but it got here in one piece. I'm not going to open it up and everything. I wish it came with a booklet, like I think I saw a Discogs review say it should have come with some kind of reading material, but the remaster sounds great, the demos are cool, the B-sides are a great addition as always, and the live album is actually really good. And I think Rob Paneeks was talking about this box set and how he was actually at that show. So it was kind of cool to hear. I really love the performance there. And so the rest of these are from the DFW Records show in Bedford, Texas at the end of January. Some cool stuff here. I'll kind of go through these. I need my Echo and the Bunnymen collection to be filled out, so I think this is like their first one called Crocodiles. I have not listened to this one yet, so I'm looking forward to that one. The Electric Prunes here with David Axelrod, Mass in F minor. If you know Matt Sand's channel, Psychedelic Experience, they've talked about this before, how it starts out with like Gregorian chanting and goes into a psychedelic song for each track. Pretty cool concepts, honestly. I picked up the second New York Dolls record. What's it called? In Too Much Too Soon. I think I might actually like this better than the first one, honestly. It's I can't really put my finger on it. I mean, you could make a really strong record, maybe a side a record and a half of tracks from both records and have it be flawless. Not that I don't like every song, but if you wanted to make it into one record, you could really condense it down, and because they both have the same kind of sound, you could condense it down into a flawless record. And they were recorded 1 year after the other, so again, they sound pretty much identical. It's just more of that awesome glam rock sound. I picked up the Stone Roses single, I Want to Be Adored. It was like $5. It's a promo, actually. It's got the white label, white silver tone label, kind of neat. I don't really pick up promos on purpose. I didn't even notice until I was checking condition. So yeah, I Want to Be Adored, album version, single version, and these two B-sides, Going Down and Simone. Those are cool additions. I picked up Blue Cheers classic Vincebus Eruptum. I think that's how you say it. Just really straightforward blues rock, honestly. It gets kind of thrown in. I see this talked about all the time with like proto, heavy metal, and progressive and all that. It was pretty straightforward blues in my opinion. It does have a heavy guitar sound, but that guitar sound is playing the blues straight up. So Tom Waits. I don't have any Tom Waits. I got this for $20 here. Really a minty copy of Blue Valentine. This album just it just like drips with like the sound of like kind of nightlife or criminal activity, and I mean, come on, there's Red Shoes by the Drugstore, A Christmas Card from a Hooker in Minneapolis, Romeo's Bleeding, $29, Wrong Side of the Road, Whistling Past the Graveyard, Kentucky Avenue, Sweet Little Bullet from A Pretty Blue Gun, and Blue Valentines. And not to mention it opens with the cover of Somewhere from West Side Story, which actually really, really like his voice on that track. It weirdly kind of fits. But yeah, I needed some more Tom Waits. This is one of his best in my opinion, at least from his early period. I picked up this one by The Cramps, Smell of Female. I think these were recorded live. I don't think it says anywhere on the cover. Original pressing, Enigma Records. Really love the track. What's it called? I can't really read the font on here too well, but it's all good. It's kind of an EP. It's short and sweet, maybe 15 minutes. Really awesome. Just need original Cramps. Another copy of Queen is Dead. This one's an original though. Just needed an original. It's original US. It's on Sire. It's a club record pressing for RCA Music Service. It doesn't really make a difference. It's the same like SRC pressing. Gatefold. I'm not gonna open it up. It's in here sealed. Yeah, this is in my top 5 even, I think. So I talked about that really recently. And the last thing I picked up, probably the coolest thing from the show, is this original Rocket to Russia by the Ramones. I'd like to find their first one too. I think that would be even harder to find, and I did kind of have to pay up for this one a little bit. But obviously it's got Rockaway Beach, She Knows a Punk Rocker, Teenage Lobotomy, Ramona, great cover of Surfing Bird, and probably my favorite cover of theirs. I really love the pink font with the black and white photo. Goes really well. And then it's got on the back the classic flag that says Gabba Gabba Hey. Don't know really what that means, but it's kind of classic, and great doodle on the back too. So yeah, that's everything I got. I actually managed to blow through that really quickly. Um, thanks for thanks for sticking around. As always, more videos coming up soon. I got a contest entry I'm really close to getting finished with preparing for, and that will be my next video, I bet. Maybe sometime this week. So yeah, thanks again, VC. Really been enjoying all the content. I'm trying to catch up on videos. I'll be doing that more this afternoon. And that's all I got. Thanks again. See you guys.